Hey, I'm Ray, and I am a homeschooling mom. I have 2 boys, and I homeschool my oldest. We are located in Washington State, so our laws are a little bit less strict than some other states, but there are definitely still things that we have to follow to stay compliant. Part of that is spelling. Spelling is one of the required topics that we are required to teach in Washington, and I teach that to my son. And today I wanted to show you my favorite spelling curriculum, if you can call it that. They might call it a workbook, but I treat it as like a curriculum, sort of. And so I actually do 2 parts to this. The main part that I use is Evan Moore spelling books. Now, we started last year in 1st grade. And actually, my son's a year ahead. So he was in kindergarten, but he was doing 1st grade work. And we had the 1st grade book. And now we are on 2nd grade. So I really like the Evan Moore books because it's all done for you, really. It's Monday through Friday. So you have daily tasks that you do for each Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You will start out with a spelling list, which I will try to show you an example. You have a spelling list here. And actually, that's not the list. It looks a lot like the list, but it's not the list. These are the spelling lists. And they start out simple usually. And from what I can tell, going from grade 1 to grade 2, it starts out like, for example, grade 1 will start out with really easy words. Am I on grade 1? I'm on grade 2. Grade 1 will start out with really easy words, and then will get progressively harder as the weeks go on. There are 30 weeks to go through. Let's see. Grade 1, super easy. And, at, and, am, a. But by week 30, you get to, obviously, these are much more intense words. Book, good, look, would, took. I'm reading this backwards, so if I say something wrong, I'm sorry. Take, stood, stand. So that is grade 1. But if I were to go to grade 2, you would notice that they kind of do a recap of the first year. So the words get easier again. They're not as hard as before, but there's more of them to help increase memory. Let's see. On, not, but, at, had, in, did, get, read, hot. It's like a review at first. And again, the words get progressively harder. I just want to show you week 30 for grade 2. If I can find the page. Week 30, grade 2. So that's the spelling list. And the thing is, you don't have to do everything how they say in the book, but I really use it as a guideline. So what I do is I print out the word list and I give it to him as almost like a bookmark that he can study while he's doing his independent reading. And then we do I do 2 pages a day because I felt like the 5 pages that they give 4 pages and then you do a test on Friday. That counts as the 5th day. But I felt like that wasn't enough study and I wanted him to study a little bit more. So I have my son do 2 pages a day, which means we finish with the Evan Moore worksheets in 2 days. And then I actually go to a website called, now don't get turned off by the name of this site, really, because they have a really good spelling worksheet generator. So the site is called commoncoresheets.com, but you can create your own sheets. And so that means that you can create like your own word finds or crossword puzzles, which is what I do. And then it's like a worksheet. I can generate my own worksheets with my own words that I choose to write sentences or practice handwriting. So while the website's name is Common Core, the pre-made spelling worksheets allow me to follow whatever curriculum that I want. So I'm not necessarily following Common Core. Anyway, that's a really good resource that I like to use. If you know of any other free websites that allow you to create free worksheets generate free worksheets with your own words, then please let me know, because I really like this one so far, but I'd love to know what all my options are. So go ahead and leave a comment below if you know of one. And if you found this video helpful so far today, then go ahead and press the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me show my videos to more homeschooling parents that would like to see more resources. Now that I said that, I'll show you what some of the other sheets are. Here are the two other sheets. This is in the second grade book. The first grade book's a little bit different. But you can see, And then they provide a template for other things. These books were created for teachers that have classes. So they have a spelling record sheet. And this would be to keep track if you had an entire class. So we don't really use that. But I do use the spelling record sheet for the individual child, so you can keep track of your grades and your progress of the test that you take. And so what I do is I keep track of this. And if he's missed a spelling word, I will just write a little note, and then I will actually have him practice it again later on as one of the bonus words. Because in the spelling list that I showed you, you can actually, this isn't the list, but you can actually see they allow you to put your own bonus words there. So I'll usually put words that my son is struggling with there, or I will, if I don't really have a word that he's struggling with and there's a holiday coming up, I might put snowflake for Christmas, or heart for holiday, or Valentine, for Valentine's. So that's a cool little feature. Another thing, if you want something more to help your kiddo study, is they have a template for a book cover to create your own spelling dictionary. So if there's words that your son, like my son or your daughter, so they allow you to create your own spelling dictionary. So if your kid needs some extra help, then maybe an activity like writing a word in their little book and then writing the definition might help them remember how it's spelled. I'm a big believer in muscle memory, so that's why I add the extra worksheets from the other website in addition to the worksheets with the Evan Moore spelling. And once you finish the year, you can always give certificates. I know that certificates are a really big, morale booster for my son, so that always makes him really happy when he feels like he's gotten an award for doing such a good job. And in the back, there's always the answer key for all the answers. I don't really use this because, having gone through high school and in college, you just kind of already know the answers to second grade spelling. But it's there if you need it. So that's what we do for spelling. In my opinion, it's hard because the local schools that we're behind what we were doing, but I feel like this is a little less challenging than it should be for the grade level, but I still use it, and I really use bonus words a lot too. So I highly recommend these. We love Evan Moore, and I'm gonna make more videos because I don't just use the spelling books, but this is definitely the first thing that I started to use from Evan Moore, because that is the area that we really needed to work on. And I know that that's an area that can easily get left behind if you don't address it. I forgot to mention, I don't know if you noticed, but this is not a workbook that a kid is supposed to write in. This is something that you put in a photocopier and you scan, just like the ones that you would have had if you had gone to public school. Like, I remember my teachers back in the day doing that. And so they call it a black line master is what they call it. So I know there's a lot of confusion in that. Don't write in the book, just copy it. But anyways, if you've got any other homeschool curriculum books that you want to recommend, then please go ahead and tell me in the comments below. I really want to know, because I'm always looking for new resources for my kids. I mean, I can get obsessive about it. I'm sure you can too, because there's just so much in this world to teach them. And it's like, how do you stop, Anyways, I'm looking forward to sharing more about my homeschool journey with you. And on this channel, even though I talk about homeschool, I also talk about the rest of my life as a stay-at-home mom and entrepreneur. I also have a sister channel if you are interested in personal finance, business, and real estate. So if you want to check that out, that's actually connected to my page if you look under the channels tab. So that's all I have for you today. I really hope that I was able to help you out and give you a little more insight into these Evan Moore spelling books, and I wish you the best in your homeschooling journey. I will see you next time.